AI alignment is fundamentally impossible without AI privacy. Let's talk about it. So, my name is Will. I'm an emerging tech entrepreneur, and my company, Covenant Labs, is an early stage AI research lab that's focused on the problem of AI sovereignty. Now, what does that mean? Currently, if you're using ChatGPT or Gemini or another app, we've all used these apps, right? If you're using a mainstream AI app or building on top of these models, you don't actually own your AI, you're renting it from another company. So think about your AI model as an extension of your mind or an extension of your company. All of the things that you're doing, right? You're starting to filter that through AI. You're filtering your work, your life, and your experience of reality, just like we kind of did with social media. Now, if you don't actually own that model, where do you think that data goes? And what could be done with that model that would not be aligned with your best interest, right? And this gets into the alignment problem. So AI alignment is just like, if the model is aligned with me, then it's always going to be helping me achieve my highest potential and doing what I ask it to do. If it's not aligned with me, it has the interests of some other party to manage, and it could potentially be misaligned with my interests, which means it could be spying on me, it could be manipulating me, it can be feeding me bad information, it can be doing lots of things that aren't aligned with me. Now, currently, if you don't own your AI model, there's no way for you to know if that model is aligned with you. But you can probably guess that there's misalignment somewhere. ChatGPT, they recently announced that they're releasing a shopping feature in their app. So we've already seen this happen with social media, right? This technology becomes really big, it becomes an important part of our lives. We use it for work, we use it for a lot of things. And then corporate interests come in and there's advertisements or there's misaligned incentives on the back, or there's data that's being sold that's used to profile us and sell us stuff or censor us or do different things, right? That already happened with social media. Think about how much more powerful that mechanism could be with AI. When literally a digital part of your mind, an extension of your mind, or an extension of the core product or moat or IP of your company, if that becomes weaponized against you. The solution to that is to actually own the AI models that you use. And so with Covenant, we have an encryption protocol where essentially we encrypt your model. Only you can access the data and the model itself. And even if we wanted to, as the hosting provider or what have you, all we would be able to do is get encrypted data because you hold the key to unlock the encryption of your model. We don't even hold it ourselves. And so what this does is essentially it creates a system where instead of being extremely fragile and prone to misalignment and corporate interests and other things, you actually own that model outright. So if no one can access your data and no one can manipulate your model, no one can feed you bad information, no one even knows what you're talking about, right? Now you have the potential for real AI alignment, where that AI can be aligned with your interests. Now, there's other parts to AI alignment, but this is the fundamental problem I think that most people are missing in the AI space, because we're putting all this money into ethics and guardrails and safety and all of these things, but it's like, if we don't have privacy, we don't have alignment, because the alignment is only going to happen at the corporate level. The alignment might happen with OpenAI. Maybe their models are aligned with them, but it's impossible for that model to be fully aligned with me if I'm trusting someone else to manage a part of my mind. It's like I'm renting my intelligence, right? And so for Covenant, we're building the tools to create a world where anyone can spin up a private model. Anyone can have their private version of like ChatGPT or what have you. Now we have a world where abundance and possibility and just building things and excellence becomes so much more tangible and also like psychologically safe. It's not like every time you go enter the digital world, you're in a battlefield for control of your own mind, right? Like you own your mind and now you can just build stuff. And that shifts a lot of things on the corporate level and the individual level as far as like data privacy and ownership and all of these things, which are really important. But it also energetically shifts a lot of things, because at the fundamental level, now you know that using this technology is safe. Using this technology is not going to be weaponized against you in the future. Your ideas, your data, all the stuff you're working on, like that's yours 100%, and you can prove that. And now we have a future where, okay, now we can just build on top of the stack and not worry about the rug being pulled out from under us. Whereas currently in the system that we're living in now, we can't really say that, right? We do have to worry about the rug being pulled. We do have to worry about our data being used against us or trained on or taken. So the sooner we can get to AI sovereignty, the sooner we can get to a future where AI just massively, massively helps unlock human potential. And right now, we're like on the cusp of that future, but we just need to unlock this one thing, which is sovereign AI, which allows us to avoid all of these kind of dystopian problems and move towards this like awesome builder focused, like human centric AI future. And that's essentially what we're trying to build with Covenant. And we chose the name Covenant because we see Covenant as more than a contract. It's not like your terms and conditions that you sign when you go into all these platforms. A covenant is a promise, and it's forward looking, it's a future oriented promise. And so we need a new covenant with our technology. We've given away a lot of sovereignty to the technologies we used in the past. AI is way more powerful than all of those technologies combined, social media being probably the biggest example, where it's like, obviously there was some problems there. And so we, at this point, at this cusp of the AI revolution that we're just starting to get into, we need to demand AI sovereignty. And I'm building for AI sovereignty, so hopefully more money and more builders will come into this space. But we need to be putting our time, attention, and capital towards this problem, because if we can solve it, this creates an abundant future for everyone. And if we don't solve it, well, there's a really strong potential that we have some kind of like dystopian cyberpunk future where no one really owns their minds, no one really owns their ideas. And that's just not a future that I want to live in.